Hi, this is Brian Pfeiffer, the owner of BachelorVegas.com. I'm standing here today right in front of Chateau Nightclub. You can see here there's a staircase going up to Chateau, and then once you get up on top of the staircase, you walk through kind of a long hallway, and you get up to some elevators, and you go up one more floor, and then you're underneath the Eiffel Tower. You can see here that the Eiffel Tower, one of the bases, so the Eiffel Tower, you can see in the background here, is, basically the Eiffel Tower is constructed inside this hotel called the Paris Hotel here. Okay, and Chateau is actually underneath the Eiffel Tower outside on the 3rd level. So that's Chateau. So in this video, guys, I'm going to talk to you about everything you need to know about Chateau Nightclub and all the things that's going on with it right now for getting in, bottle service, dress code, etc. If you're watching this video, most likely you're interested in some bottle service, and I'm going to tell you the deal here in this video. And make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, and stick with me to the end. I got some big tips for you. All right, so here we go. So let's talk about Chateau Nightclub. We are in the Paris Hotel in the center of the Strip. It's iconic. Everybody kind of knows the Eiffel Tower here at the Paris Hotel, and Chateau Nightclub has been around for quite a while. It's changed ownership several times. When I first moved out here in 2013, this was operated by AMG Group, and then that was about a year into it. They transferred over to the 33 Group, and those are the people that I'm pretty sure operate it now. This year has been kind of an odd year. Obviously, we had the Cerveza Sickness, and we're still kind of dealing with it a little bit here. I'm filming this video in November of 2021, going into the kind of the off season here in Vegas. But the place is still packed. Okay, they're doing pretty good over here, and they were closed for about a year because of the the sickness. But then they reopened. But they reopened up as a lounge. Okay, so keep that in mind, guys, when you're coming to Chateau. It is operating still as a lounge. Okay, there's kind of a difference between a nightclub and a lounge in Las Vegas. Let me explain the difference here. The Nevada Gaming Commission kind of has their tentacles into the nightclubs here, and you have to get registered to work at a nightclub. You have to be, if you're a host, you have to get registered. You have to pass an FBI background check. You have to get licensed. You have to have a Nevada gaming license. I have one in order to work at the nightclubs here. When you operate as a lounge, okay, you don't need to register with gaming. You don't need to have the people that work there register with gaming. You don't need to pay taxes that the gaming people get. So there's less taxes they got to pay, and there's less scrutiny they're under with the Nevada Gaming Commission. So when they're operating as a lounge, they can still have a DJ. Okay, that's technically not against the rules of a lounge, but they can't have a guest list. Okay, they can't have live entertainment, and they have to sell the tables as just bottle service only. So the only way to get into this place right now, guys, is via bottle service. Okay, I have reasonably prices here. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. I'm going to flash up some of the table options and whatnot for you as I talk about them. But the big deal is here, it's kind of bottle service only to get in because it is operating as a lounge and not as a nightclub anymore. Okay, and I did talk to the guys that work here last night when I had a group over here, and they said that they're probably going to continue this into 2022 and beyond. Okay, they said it's super profitable for them. They only have to pay 3 or 4 people to kind of operate the place, not all these hosts and guest list promoters and all this other stuff. And they've been selling out every single Friday and Saturday. I think they're open right now Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I know Fridays and Saturdays are pretty much sold out now. It is going into the slow season, and it is outside, so it gets a little colder at night here. And they do have heaters, but they're not quite selling out every Friday and Saturday right now. But that'll probably change once the the warm season comes back in, and say March and April and whatnot. All right, so expect this place to be sold out just about every weekend if you're coming here in the summer months and whatnot. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the dress code here. They are still, keeping it upscale. You want to dress nice. Guys, no baggy jeans, no athletic gear, no work boots. You can get away with nice higher end sneakers, but no gym shoe style sneakers. I do have a complete dress code right up on the website here. If you want to check that out, just go to the guide section, and there'll be a section on dress code and whatnot if you have some questions. And I'm available always to answer any questions. Send me a picture or whatever. I can send it over to the door, and they can okay it if you book a table with me and whatnot. Now, as far as the guest list, again, there is no guest list, guys. So I do still have guest lists up on the sites, mostly just to drive leads for tables. I just, when someone wants a guest list, I tell them, listen, the only way you're getting in is via a table. Now, I do know they have some deal with some of the club crawls here, and they do allow club crawl people in. I'm not sure how they skirt around the Nevada Gaming Commission thing with the club crawls, but they're able to get some filler crowd in here with the club crawls, and they are able to, they do a lot of Bachelorette packages and whatnot, and it kind of helps fill the room with some ladies and whatnot, so the Bachelorette packages are very, very reasonable. I can book one of those as well for you guys. All right. Now let's talk about the table options. I guess we can touch base on security as well. They do have security here. I'm standing here at the front, and they do check kind of like make sure you don't have any weapons and whatnot. They're pretty slim when it comes, they don't really like dig into your pockets too bad here. They're pretty loose, but they want to make sure there's no weapons and whatnot. So, all right, let's talk about the table options and kind of go up from there. Now, generally they sell the tables. I sell the tables for groups of 2, 4, 6, and then we go up to 8 and 10, depending on how big your group is. Now, they have a 2-person table option. It's kind of like a 4-top where they can see you at the bar, $150 minimum. You can't get a bottle with that. A bottles here start around like $350, $375, $400 range, but you can just buy drinks. Okay, so you can get in. Basically, you're agreeing to spend $150 on a bar tab, and you can come in with 2 people, get a place to sit and whatnot. There's plenty of seating at the bar. They have some little 4-top tables around and whatnot, and they might even see you in a little like 2 or 3-seater table, depending on how busy they are. All right, so that's your 150. Then there's a 300 level, basically agreeing to spend $300 on booze. Gets 4 people in, and that's the next option. I'll be a little bit bigger table, obviously seating 4 people. And then they have a $400 option, which is basically 1 bottle. You can get up to 6 people with that in. And then they have like a $500 option for 6 people, which gets you a little bit better table closer to the center. And then obviously it goes up from there. If you have a group of say like 8 to 10, probably looking at anywhere from an $800 to $1,000 minimum I can do, and we'll get you a better table in the center and whatnot. If you have a really big group, maybe we can put a couple tables side by side. Maybe do like a $1,500 minimum or even a $2K minimum if the group's humongous. And you figure out $400 a bottle. It's like $375-ish, and you can get yourself with a 1K minimum, a couple bottles with some Red Bulls and waters and whatnot. All right, so I sell a lot of those. The way it works, guys, with the tables here is we do, I have an account here, and what we do is we take the minimum of the table up front. So say it's a $500 minimum, we'll do a $500 payment, and then you pay the tip and tax when you arrive here to the waitress, and they just bill my account. Okay, so I'll send you an invoice for the the minimum, and then you guys just pay the tip and tax when you get here. So that's how it works over here at Chateau. Now let's talk about the tables a little bit. I'll kind of flash them up here so you can kind of get an idea what you're going to get for your money. You got the 4 top tables, which is going to be along the bar and whatnot. You got a couple of smaller 4 tops spread throughout, and a couple like maybe 2, 3-seater lounge type tables in some of the islands around the place. Those are for like the 2 people, and then if you go up to a 4-person table, it's going to be a little bit bigger. It's going to be more like on one of the lounge spots on the islands and whatnot, just big enough to seat 4 people. And then when you walk in on the right, there's some big booths. Those are for larger groups, and then there's some smaller tables for some of the groups of 4 people, kind of right in front of them. And then they have like these cabana style tables along the glass. Those are good for maybe like 6 to 8 people. All right. Now, as you get into the center, you're going to have some tables along the glass. Those are going to be considered more like your prime seating. Generally, you're going to have to do at least a $600 minimum and up to get one of those tables. Or if you want to get something in front of the DJ, like on the dance floor, generally you're probably talking $500, $600 minimum and up to get those. On busier nights, it's even going to be higher. Okay. And there are several islands and U-booths and different booths spread throughout the venue. As I'm talking about it here, I'll kind of flash them up so you get an idea. You can't really pick your table here. I will have a link below to have like a 3D map. If you do see a table that you like on the map, I can request it, and more than likely we can get it. Okay, so it's really not that big of a deal here to get the tables you want. As long as I know ahead of time what you're looking for, where you want to be, I can just request it. All right. So that is pretty much all I have to really share with you guys about Chateau Nightclub and or Chateau Lounge, if you will. That's kind of how they're operating it right now. But it is a good value. They do play mostly hip-hop music here. They're not going to play too much open form or EDM. We call it open format. They play a little top 40, a little hip-hop, a few dance songs mixed in. It's a nice vibe up there, okay? There's going to be people dancing at their tables. They actually filled in the dance floor in front of the DJ with tables because they can't technically have a dance floor in a lounge. So, it's not kind of what it used to be with the big dance floor full of people. It's more like just a bunch of tables all around and everybody partying. So if you're a group of guys and you're coming here trying to meet girls, this probably isn't one of the best places for that. So you might actually want to get, maybe consider another option where there's going to be more girls, more of a guest list system. But they do have they do have the Bachelor program and whatnot, so there are some girls and whatnot. But this is kind of a perfect place if you're looking for a good value with your with your group and you want to do like a nice table and you kind of got a self-contained group, maybe like a couple, several couples or whatnot, you get bottles here for $400, which is way less than everywhere else in Vegas. Generally, you're paying anywhere from like $600 to $800 per bottle at most of the other clubs. Come in here, get a bottle, get a nice table, you got some good music, you got a nice vibe. It's outdoor, open air. You got the Bellagio fountains right across the street. You get a nice view of that. Get some good Instagram pictures, if you will, or Snapchats, Reels, whatever you want to call it these days. And yeah, it's actually a pretty darn pretty darn good value club here. And like I said, they're doing really well. It's selling out every single weekend. So, you got to book this in advance. Make sure if you're coming out here and you definitely want to do Chateau, hit me up. We'll put a deposit in and we'll lock up your table and we'll get that all set up. All right, so my number's above, 773-459-8133. If you have any questions, hit me up. I am going to be doing a 3D map for the site here for this venue later on in the winter here once the team gets to it, so you kind of get a better idea of the layout of the venue. And then I'll have a menu below so you can see what that is. And generally, keep an eye on the minimums. Usually like 150, 2 people, 300, 4 people, 400 to 600 for like 6 people, and then up from there. Okay, and if you got a big group, you can just do 2 tables or one bigger table, whatnot. All right. So if you have any questions, again, feel free to hit me up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like it and subscribe to this channel. I'm Brian Pfeiffer, and I will talk to you guys soon. Hope to see you at Chateau. Bye.